rubber in the model room welcomes all. Thanks for stopping by, answering the call. Ups and downs are normal for some of us. Many days I beg to get off this life bus. Neon lights flicker the shadow on the wall. Dreams on the ceiling, we run and then we fall. Sharing stories over paper cups. Wheels keep turning but never enough. Life's a ride on a rickety old track. Holding on tight, never looking back. In the rubber and motor room we confide. Laugh, cry, love in this crazy ride. Dusty postcards from the edge of nowhere. Heartbeats echo in the electric air. We dance on tables without to wait. Cry in the rubber and motor room, we're all high. Let the sun kiss
Okay, how do I wait a minute? I don't even know how I got that up there. Hey y'all, hey. Okay, see, I'm over here playing with things and I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm not going to be on camera tonight, but I am here. I am going to talk. Tonight's going to be mental health, or this morning. It is 1 o'clock in the morning, Texas time. It is December 18th. It is no longer Wednesday. It is Thursday. Yeah. I've started this recording 3 times. After the 3rd time, and I deleted the recording, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to do this live, and I'm here, and I'm just going to put it out there. And yeah, I'm me. I'm me. I am who I am, and nobody different. So what I want to do is I want to review seasonal affective disorder. I got to thinking about it. I got to talking about it. Hang on, let me turn my camera on. I may just turn this damn thing on. Fuck it, because I feel like, okay, yep, I'm here. Hi. I'm in my little robe nightie, all laying here. It is late. Normally I'm not live this time of day anymore. Look, see, even my ponytail is having its own life over here and everything. You know what? Hey, it's me. So I've made it very well known. I have seasonal affective disorder. Some days are worse than others. Cindy, thank you. Hey, beautiful. Some days are worse than others. Today is, I was in a few chats and I'd seen a few things. I was having anxiety. I've had anxiety really bad the last couple of days. Little things that wouldn't normally trigger me. And I thought, wait a minute, what's going on? I know I have seasonal affective disorder. I know this is a bad time of year for me. I know. I'll readily admit it. I say, hey, I suck this time of year. I'm a bitch. Don't mess with me. So I started looking and I was watching some videos on seasonal affective disorder, and it kept talking about the serotonin. Well, as I was reading, serotonin, and I'm just going to bring this to y'all as plain as day. I'm going to scroll back up to where I was because I kept pausing because I would cry. I would find myself in tears, and I was like, wait, if I'm feeling this and I am dealing with this, maybe there's others out there. And maybe I need to bring it to light. So here I am. I'm going to sit. I'm going to go over this real quick. Serotonin is a chemical that carries messages between nerve cells in the brain and throughout your body. Serotonin plays a key role in such body functions as mood, sleep, digestion, nausea, wound healing, bone health, blood clotting, sexual desire. Serotonin levels that are too low or too high can cause physical and psychological health problems. Okay, so with that, I'm going to switch over to this tab. This is what I was actually watching, and I rewound it. So I'm going to speed it up. I already have it sped up. I'm going to leave it sped up. That way we'll get through it. I don't want to make it. Lola. See? Hello. See? Y'all just hear that big crash in the background? Yes, that is Lola. She just knocked the fan off. She doesn't want to be in there with the babies. It's affecting... Say hi. At least say hi. If you're going to come up here and you're getting my coffee, you're going to make a scene, say hi. Lola, at least say hi. Nope. Okay. All right. So see, it's always something. In the middle of me trying to do a stream, I'm having a fan knocked over across my room. Okay. So back over here. Add to stage. Okay, let's watch this real quick. I just want to watch this real quick. And it's only 5 minutes. Lola, she got to be in the middle of everything. It's only 5 minutes. And then I want to go back and finish reading serotonin and what else I found, which I found very interesting. Coffee.
Fall is here. This time of the year is my favorite. A period of transformation and exciting changes, it provides many opportunities for healing. But just like everything in life, you can't have the good without the bad. Jumping into piles of leaves and baking apple pies are fun, but seasonal affective disorder totally isn't. Think you might have it? Here are 6 signs you may have seasonal affective disorder. 1. You're either sleeping too much or too little. When we change our clocks back 1 hour for daylight savings, it saves us an extra hour of sleep. But sometimes that's not always the case. Seasonal affective disorder is caused by the changes in our circadian rhythms, melatonin and serotonin. The faster it gets dark outside, the more it can.
And I never realized this, and I've always spoke very publicly and loud to my family and everybody around me that come the month of October through the first week of January, I have a hard time with my emotions. They're all over the place. They're everywhere. And I've contributed that to seasonal affective disorder, which in some points I'm agreeing with, but then knowing with borderline personality disorder, you have many ups and downs also. So it affects more than just this. I'm going to let this play for a minute.
Disrupt our internal clock, which can cause our body to produce too much melatonin, leaving us feeling drowsy or lowering our serotonin, which can take away from our sleep. Both melatonin and serotonin govern our sleep and wake cycles, so when the levels alternate, it can make a good night's sleep nearly impossible. We recommend taking a nice warm bath before you get into bed or curling.
And note that even like me, okay, see, Cindy, you're already on it. Hey, Earthy, how you doing, love? Glad you stopped by. Good to see you. I'm up late. I don't normally stream like really late, but this is what something I was fixing to say was talking about bedtime and rest and, and Cindy's already here talking about it. Makes sense, Moose. My hours are different now. My man works night shifts. Hector works nights. So all our hours are messed up. And as y'all know, I have a hard time with my mother-in-law with dementia. Her hours are really all over the place. They are all over the place. And so right now she's sleeping. So I'm able to take that time while she's asleep and actually do this stream. And like I said from the beginning, I tried 3 different times. And every time I was doing it, I would stop and start crying. So I figured, you know what? Fuck it. Go live. Here I am. And it is what it is. And you hear disruptions. My dog disrupting. Mom's asleep though, so we might get through a stream without mom.
Up with a cup of hot tea. It doesn't hurt to also light up some lavender candles to help your mind and body calm down after a long day. The more relaxed you feel, the faster you'll fall asleep. I personally also really love ASMR. 2. You're experiencing appetite and weight changes. Are you experiencing...
Okay, so I'm going to pause there because that's what made me start thinking appetite and weight changes. What does that have to do with serotonin? So knowing that I once had a gastric bypass when I was over 300 pounds, got down to 200 pounds, gained most of it back. I was 275 and ended up going, Lola, please don't. Ended up, I went on the tirzepatide shots and now I am under 200, under 175. I'm fine where I'm at. But then I started thinking, wait, serotonin has something to do with your weight and your appetite? So then Look at me over here. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. Gastric bypass surgery significantly alter. Let me just make sure y'all can see that. And I'm not on time. Okay, here it is. Significantly alters serotonin levels by changing gut anatomy and diet, impacting mood, increasing risk for depression, anxiety, and impairing absorption of antidepressants, often leading to worsened mental health, but also improves mood for many long-term though nutritional deficiencies like B12, folate. And as many of you know who follow me regularly, I have to have iron infusions because of the gastric bypass does not allow my body to absorb vitamins. This is a downfall of ever having any type of gastric surgery. So now I'm like, okay, so is this what's causing all my cuckoo-ness upstairs that I have to deal with and learn how to maintain on a daily basis to control myself and others around me? And now my camera's going to screw up. I told you I should never even turn my camera on.
Food cravings for sweets or salty snacks? With the cold weather, it's tempting to binge on junk food in front of the TV, but this is how SAD gets you. We don't want to sound like your mom, but it's important to eat your fruits and veggies. If you have a craving for carbs, we suggest you eat whole grain and add some bananas to your oatmeal. This will boost your serotonin levels. Foods high in omega-3 fats will also help you combat depression, such as fish, walnuts, and soybeans, because they can improve your mood. 3. You don't enjoy your usual hobbies. We get it. Some days you just don't want to do anything after you get home from school or work. But if this starts to become consistent, it might be SAD kicking in. Losing your energy or your drive to do your favorite activities is a dead giveaway to this condition. You might find that you also have trouble concentrating on tasks. We recommend that you go outside for some sunshine. Getting your vitamin D is essential. Those who face a deficiency in it often experience tiredness and body aches.
Okay. I don't know what happened, but my thing lost sound. Hold up. Y'all know how that does in StreamYard. I got to re-add it to the screen. Hold up. All right.
Getting your vitamin D is essential. Those who face a deficiency in it often experience tiredness and body aches. You'd be surprised just how much a 10-minute walk can do for you. If you can, we suggest going out in the morning. That way, it starts your day off right with the fresh air. 4. You have frequent mood swings. This is something I struggle with a lot. The waterworks are no joke, and when they happen, sometimes they come out of nowhere. It's okay to cry, but we hope if you're in the same boat, please don't hesitate to reach out to loved ones, or to us. Which brings us to point 5, you withdraw from others. It's natural to cancel plans when a snowstorm is coming, but if you're being a hermit 24/7, something's definitely up. Come out from those covers and call up your friends and family. They want to be there.
Hello. Ring, ring. Ring, ring. If I had a phone little sound, I would, but I don't have a phone sound. Ring, ring. I'm calling my friends. Okay, so this is why I'm up late at night. Not only am I waiting for Hector to come home, yeah, I'm reaching out. I can't be alone right now. So here I am live streaming in the middle of the night.
For you. And if you feel guilty for ditching them, don't let that consume you. They'll understand when you bring up SAD. It's a lot more common than you think. 6. You get suicidal thoughts. This is probably the worst symptom of all. It might feel like a dead end is approaching when winter doesn't learn to let go, but please remember that spring is right around the corner. If you need to talk to a professional, we've provided some suicide hotlines. We care about your well-being and want to remind you that you've got people like us to lean on to. Do you struggle with seasonal affective disorder? What are your biggest challenges? Please share your thoughts with us below.
Okay, so I'm going to pause there and I'm going to switch over here. I did find this, which was the first thing that came up when I put the serotonin and with the trizepatide shots, because now I'm thinking, is this Wegovy, Ozempic, trizepatide? Could that also have an effect on what's going on mentally, emotionally, the anxiety?
Not so great
Keep in mind, I have not watched this, so.
side of the GLP-1 medications like we So let's talk about the not so great side of the GLP-1 medications like Wegovy, Ozempic, and Mounjaro. Here are my top 5 downsides. 1, cost. By far the biggest problem. They're not cheap, with most costing more than $1,000 a month without insurance. 2, insurance coverage. Sadly, few insurers cover these meds based in part on cost, but also on an outdated view of obesity as a matter of willpower rather than a disease state. 3, side effects. These are mostly digestive in nature and can be intolerable for some patients. In fact, up to 7% of patients in clinical studies stop their medication due to side effects. Some people just can't tolerate the GLP-1s. 4, long-term commitment. These are...
Okay. So see right there, that tells me, should I reconsider taking these shots? Is it possibly affecting my moods? Reading on this, it talks about often leading to worsen mental health, but also improves mood for many long-term. Okay, like the B12 folate. The gut-brain axis changes also plays huge roles in emotional well-being post-surgery, requiring, okay, close my, okay. How gastric bypass affects serotonin. Reduce tryptophan availability. Diets pre and post-surgery also limit carbs, which helps tryptophan. And also, when taking these, well, I actually use, what do I use? Oh, Mounjaro. And I actually use Mounjaro. So is that, I need to reconsider this. I mean, I'm, just talking to myself because it's keeping me from wanting carbs. It's wanting, no, I would never just stop the shots. I would definitely talk to my doctor. He wanted me to get to a certain weight and some other blood work needed to be at certain levels. I'm not on it for any diabetic. I was just on it for other health reasons. I do have bad knees and stuff. So yeah, and exactly, Cindy, awareness. And please, everybody do your own research, look up your own stuff. This is my speculation, my talk. This is my review and my discussion. Do your own research, please. But I with taking the shots, I cannot eat bread like I did. I cannot eat a baked potato like I used to. None of that is even appetizing. It does nothing for me. I want a banana, an apple, a bowl of blueberries, things like that. So I'm not getting the carbs and stuff. So, okay. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Surgery reduces gut surface area, decrease malabsorption, which I know I have malabsorption. I cannot take vitamins. Vitamins do not absorb in my body from the gastric bypasses that I had in the past. My body doesn't absorb vitamins at all. So therefore, like I've said in the past, I do the iron infusions to get the iron in my body. So malabsorption. The surgery reduces the gut surface area, decreasing the absorption of nutrients and medications, including those affecting serotonin pathways. Your gut-brain axis changes, altering gut hormones and microbiome directly influences brain chemistry, impacting mood and behavior. Common issues and symptoms. Depression, anxiety, lower serotonin levels are linked to increased mood issues, anger, and irritability. Medication malabsorption, which is your SSRIs, which reuptake inhibitors is what those are, can be absorbed less effectively, potentially worsening depression symptoms. Lack of B12, folate, iron, can mimic or worsen depression and affect serotonin synthesis. Addiction transfer. Some patients switch dependencies from food to other behaviors or substances. Oh, I don't even want to go there. So back over here where it talks about the moods and the digestion, most of your body's serotonin is your GI tract where it helps control your bowel function, plays a role in protecting your gut. Your gut can increase serotonin release to speed digestion to rid your body of irritating food or toxic products. Serotonin also plays part in reducing your appetite while eating. Sleep, serotonin together with another neurotransmitter, dopamine, plays a role in the quality of sleep, how well and how long you sleep, which I sleep about 4 to 5 hours, which is just my low serotonin levels, depression, other mood problems, anxiety, sleep problems, digestive problems, suicidal behaviors, OCD, PTSD, panic disorder, schizophrenia, and phobias. So, I just kind of stopped you getting healthier carbs and fiber. Like what? What other healthier carbs and fiber are there? We have granola bars in the house. I don't like granola bars because most of them have nuts in it, and it's a texture issue with nuts. I cannot have anything with nuts in my food. And like I said, little things are true. The dog's barking right now is very, very upsetting to me because I feel like I can't do anything to help them. So it causes me to almost tear up because I want to go out there and I want to help the puppies and I want to do whatever I can, and I can't because it's not, I'm just sitting in there with them and they're not crying, and I have the little comfort of being around the dogs and having that little moment of enjoyment. So now I'm thinking maybe I need to call my doctor and talk to him about me being on these shots. We recently, actually it was September that he upped my dose. He doubled my dose of my Manjaro. So fruit has health, fiber, and healthy carbs. Okay. I need to look. I see. And I'm not, unfortunately, I never really educated him. Even, you do stupid things in life. Even with the gastric surgery that I had, I didn't take it serious. I didn't use the tools that was given to me. I screwed that up. That was me. I had to learn from that. And then when I got on these shots, I had and if I don't even want to eat, food is horrible. Like tonight, I made egg drop soup, eggs, chicken broth. That was it. That's what satisfied me. That's what I had for dinner. And actually, that's what I had last night too, because that's what I wanted. So my food choices may have a lot to do with all this serotonin too. Now that I'm just thinking out loud. I just need to go to a safe place where I know that I could talk and somebody would listen. And I knew Cindy was up. So, and I always appreciate Cindy being here. Yeah, it was yum. And it's the easiest recipe. I just looked it up and I just took water and I added a little bit of the chicken bouillon to it. And you mix a little slurry of eggs and cornstarch, and you pour that in your boiling water, your boiling chicken water, chicken stock water, whatever you call it. Whip your eggs up real good in a coffee cup, and you just drizzle it in there as it's boiling. Comes out so perfect. I put a little soy sauce in there, and I was perfectly happy with it. I have a thing about needing salt, and that's all part of this gastric stuff that I deal with, the lack of iron, everything. I'm constantly feeling need to eat salt. I buy bags of pumpkin seeds because those are the only nuts that I like, and I have to be able to crack them out of the shell myself. It's again another peeve thing that I have. There's those certain things that that I have to do in certain orders. Again, that goes with the ADHD, OCD, along with the borderline. It's sometimes you have hard days and sometimes you don't. Today I've slept all day. Not gonna lie, I've slept all day. I popped open chat a few times, hung out in a couple chats. I'll be honest, I was in Nonsense's chat for a little while, and somebody from Brittany J's chat had appeared in Nonsense's chat and was hanging out, and I wasn't ready for that. I just had ugly thoughts in my head. I had ugly words, and my anxiety struck me. And I thought, nope, this isn't the place for me. So I need to go. I made a quick comment and said I was not okay and that I needed to bow out. Meaning, I know my mouth. And for those of you, I'm going to try and turn my camera on again and see if it'll work. Camera says, nope, you're not working here today. You stayed there for 5 minutes. Yeah, when Hey, I'm Chet from Brittany's chat showed up, I know me, I know my moods, and I may say things that I can't take back. So my best option was to just say peace and dip out of there and find somewhere else to go sit. And I went and sat over in Kathy P. Let's Talk About It chat. I enjoy her chat. She's very calm and relaxing, and she does trauma drama too, but it's in a more relaxing form. She's a lot like me, says what she thinks. I may be a little louder, but hey, that's just me. I tried to turn my camera on again, but it's not working. My camera's, I think I need to unplug it and plug it back in. Maybe even restart my computer since it hadn't been restarted in a week. But I just kind of wanted to sit and chat for a few minutes. You still don't know who's and I've talked about that. I wanted to put together little streams of who, just introduce everybody to who each of these little people are. So we just have a little fun doing that, no harm meant, just to let you know who all these people are out there on the streets. Just, hey, a brief introduction from who I am as somebody who, like I said, was originally in the Brittany little world over there before I made my greatest escape and realized that she was batshit crazy. So, yeah, and I know my mouth, so I feel like sometimes I need to not backpedal, but back off and be quiet sometimes. I try very hard to be respectful in most people's chats. I know when I can cut up in a chat and when I can't. When I mod for Duchess, beautiful, beautiful Duchess, I'm very how do you say? I'm still me. I still joke around and I play, but I'm more welcoming. I'm warm. I'm friendly. You put me in Hio's chat and I may say some shit that's off the wall that might offend somebody, but I'm okay there. It's a different style. So again, it depends on whose chat you're in as to how you act as a creator. That's just me. I'll always be me. I'll always be mouthy. I'll always say what I want to say. I've never hidden that. Did you enjoyed that cooking live they did? Oh my God, that was so fun. That was so fun, Cindy. I really enjoyed that. I enjoy to cook. I enjoy cooking. I haven't cooked in a long time. But I enjoy cooking. And stupid me, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. When it's she said, Buckeyes, do you know that I thought they all had nuts in them? And that's why I've never eaten one of those candies before. Because I thought they actually had nuts in them, and I don't like nuts in my food. And then after watching them make them, I was like, oh, they don't have, there's not a hide or hair of a nut in that. I could have eaten that. Yeah, Cindy, it is. It depends on where you're at as to what hat you wear. I mean, and it depends on what stream I'm doing. You know what? Because this stream, this is a laid back stream. This is a mental health stream. This is us talking. This is not me going over true crime. And that's another thing. Right now, I can't do true crime. It's very hard for me to do true crime. It sets those emotions off. I know my emotions. I start clicking in my throat. I do this thing with the top of my mouth. I didn't realize it until it was pointed out to me. And I so appreciate that it was pointed out to me. But when I get upset, I start doing this mouth clicking noise. And you can hear it in my stream. And so I was like, let me just back off on the true crime for a little bit because, I know that my feelings will affect your feelings. And I don't want it to be about that. I just want to present the information in as honest and raw form as I can without putting my emotions in it. And this is a mental health stream, so this is a little different. This, I've always made it a point to let everybody know, if mental health isn't your thing, don't watch. If you just want the crazy dragon part of Sheila, the Rubber Ramada reviews, let's drag a bitch, watch a Real Housewives of YouTube stream I do. Or, when I get to the comfort level of picking back up, to introduce you to some of these other creators who are out on the streets. I just think right now true crime is something I need to set off until maybe mid-January. I might do a couple pre-records or something. I tried to do that young man that took out his parents the other day, and he was already the adopted boy, the Dima Towers, I think is what his name was. And I couldn't continue with it. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it anymore. I had to stop myself. And do mental health twice a week if we want. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea, Cindy. Just to come sit, chit chat, just a mental health check-in chat. Just until we get through all the holidays and stuff. You don't realize how hard it is for a lot of people out there. And I will say this, a lot of people are not willing to open up and say, hey, I'm not okay. And you know what? Like I always tell y'all, it's okay to not be okay. And my favorite song for that sentence right there is the Jelly Roll song, I Am Not Okay. I am not okay. I'm barely hanging on. And I feel that so many days. And, coming from the last 5 years of starting my life over and getting rid of, let's just say I took the trash out 5 years ago. And after doing that, I had many changes in my life, and I've learned so much, and I've come so far. And I enjoy sharing that. And I want to make this a safe place and safe space for anybody else that's willing to come and share their thoughts and ideas. So with that, I want you all to have a great rest of your evening. And keep in mind that I will work on trying to put together a few streams, a few live streams where you can chit and chat. You also think that's why the chit and chat last night so important to me. We need more spaces to do that. Yes, and Hio does a great job for that. It was just at that point last night, Hector called. I had to leave. He calls me every night when he goes on his lunch break. We talk during his lunch break. It's something we do. That's what you do when your man works long hours, 4 days a week, and you miss them. So we do. We chit chat on the phone during that time while he's on his lunch break, and so I always take off and whatever I'm doing that time of night. That's why I have trouble streaming in the evenings, because then I have that also that always disrupts my evening. So I always have to, you do what you do. But I do want to make it a safe space where even on, days that end in Y, which is every day, those that want to reach out and do need help, we can have that spot. We can do both. We can be a bitch and we can have emotions. We can learn to live with it and maybe help each other out. Be there for one another. So anyways, I didn't want to do anything heavy. Like I said, the true crime is too heavy for me right now. So I was going to review Brittany, and then not this last one, but the one that she did last night had Gypsy Rose in it. And that was a lot of nudity and a lot of really disgusting stuff that I chose not to review because I said, this bitch is crazy. So I do record. I do have them. So when I am ready, we will do some reviews. So look for that. I just don't have it in me right now. So I just wanted to come on here for a little bit. We've been here about 30 minutes, and I want you all to have a great rest of your morning because it is now 1:30 in the morning for me. And she was passed out most time. Yeah, I didn't really I had it, I recorded it, and I didn't really listen. I just kind of let it go. But like I said, some days my mental health is better that I just keep my mouth shut. So, anyways, with that, I want you all to have a great rest of your evening. I'd give you my peace rubber out sign, but my camera's acting up, so I need to go fix that shit. So, maybe tomorrow I'll throw something together, just kind of for a hangout, chat and chill in the afternoon when nobody's on, because we're always roaming the streets through. We roam earthies, we roam nonsense, we roam in clues. I just roam around. So I just want you all to have a great rest of your night and see y'all in the chats tomorrow. So till then, look, I'm over here throwing up my peace sign because I'm used to having my camera on, because y'all know I have my camera on all the time. I got to fix this shit. Love you guys. Peace. Rubber out. Thanks for being here.